Jiang Jun is a fun hero within For Honor. He's one of those heroes that can regenerate his stamina with ease in his Sifu stand, and he can dish out a ton of damage with his heavies as well. He can also crowd control with his choke and drain stamina with the choke as well. In today's video, I'm going to help you learn Jiang Jun in For Honor. I will go over his feats and his gear perk, and I will also show some practice mix-up combos that you can use, or you don't have to use them. You can come up with your own to help you understand Jiang Jun in For Honor. If this guide helps you understand Jiang Jun within For Honor, be sure to subscribe and leave a like for more For Honor videos. But let's get straight into it. So while taking a look at Jiang Jun, let's talk about the lights and heavies. So of course the lights and heavies themselves are all 2-hit chain. As you see here, I was doing a light. Now of course the heavy itself is not blockable, but I'll go over it a bit later. But with the lights and heavies both, they're pretty much all 2-hit chain. For the opener lights, they are 12 damage on all sides, cost 9 stamina, and have a speed of 500 ms. For the finisher lights, they deal 15 damage on all sides, have a speed of 500 ms, and cost only 9 stamina. Alright, so for the top heavy opener is 24 damage and has a speed of 800 ms, and it only costs 12 stamina. For the side heavy openers, they deal 27 damage on both right and left, and they have a speed of 900 ms and cost only 12 stamina. Also, the opener heavies themselves have hyper armor, but it comes out way late, as you see here. As you see the white right there at the end right there of Jiang Jun, that right there is his hyper armor. It comes out very late. You can definitely use the hyper armor to your advantage as you do a backstep heavy, as you see here, right here. I'm doing a backstep heavy. I just pull back and press right trigger, and I do this backstep heavy here with Jiang Jun. You can do the same thing with the light as well. And you can pretty much tank some damage and be able to dish out some damage of your own. Now, for the top heavy finisher, deals 30 damage and has a speed of 900 ms and only costs 12 stamina. And it is also unblockable. When I mean finisher, I mean the second heavy that you do here on top, as you see. Goes around 30 damage on top. Now, the side heavy finishers are 28 damage on both sides, and they have a speed of 900 ms and only costs 12 stamina. Now for the unblockable heavies, now you can feint the unblockable heavies that you see here with just pressing B. You can also soft feint the unblockable heavies by pressing X if you're playing on controller, because I know some of you guys are pretty much playing on controller even on PC. You pretty much can press X to just soft feint here and get yourself a heavy if you want to. If you do GB your opponent, go for top heavy. That's pretty much what you got to do right there. Just go for top heavy. Now sometimes you will get the guard break off, but it just depends on how your opponent reacts or read your move. But pretty much that's what the unblockables are. I mean, you can let the unblockables fly if you want to. Now for a mix-up, you can pretty much go for like something like this. You go for light, feint the unblockable, and that unblockable again, go for the soft feint into a heavy. You can do something like that if you want. That's a move that I'll sometimes will use even in Dominion if I want to throw my opponent off guard and just go for something different. Alright, next let's go ahead and take a look at Jiang Jun's dodge attacks. For the side dodge attacks, they deal 22 damage on both right and left, have a speed of 900 ms, and only cost 12 stamina. The side dodge attacks for Jiang Jun are honestly a kind of bread and butter move for Jiang Jun, man. Of course, you can be dodgy with Jiang Jun if you're playing in like Dominion and you're trying to get away. You can lock onto another opponent. You can pretty much external lock to someone else and try to get away from them. That's what I will do sometimes whenever I'm playing with Jiang Jun, either in Dominion or like elimination if I'm getting ganked, depending. But with the side dodge attacks, you can also feint your side dodge attacks into another light here, as you see, which of course the lights themselves are 500 milliseconds, and of course the inputs themselves are on the opposite direction. So for example, if I were to just go for a side dodge heavy on the right here, and I go for the right heavy, I press light, it'll go in the opposite direction and go to the left. Again, the lights themselves are a good move within the side dodge, and it's good to mix it up. However, it can also be your downfall if someone just reads that move correctly. If they think you're going to go straight for that light, they will parry that. There have been times when I've gotten parried from these lights in the mid animation of this side dodge heavy. I've gotten parried before, parried, blocked, the whole thing. You just want to be careful when using them. Don't spam them too much. You want to try and just have your opponent not expect you using those lights. Just using your heavies a bit is what I would say. But you want to try and mix them up and just do them differently. Sometimes you can let the light go, sometimes you let the heavy go, and just do something different, you know? Jiang Jun also has a front forward dodge heavy, which is called Mighty Sanction. It does around 20 damage, costs 12 stamina, and is a speed of 600. Now, there are two ways that I will use this move. If my opponent is guard break spamming, I'll sometimes use the move in a way to just counteract the guard break spamming. Or if they're like far away from me, I'll close on the gap. Now there's a third one where if they are running away, then you can use this as your chase, which of course is your chase. It's like The front forward dodge heavy is also your chase attack too. You can also use it in your mix-up if you want to, just do one for something different, just to mix your opponent up and just keep them off guard and to just discombobulate them. But it's overall not a bad move. It's really good for just chasing your opponent down if they tend to run away. And of course you can go for a light right after just to finish it up if you want to. The chain lights. Next is Jiang Jun's Mighty Kick. Now, Jiang Jun's Mighty Kick is also a part of the dodge attacks. It's pretty much a front forward bash that you can do here with Jiang Jun. The way you do the move is you move forward with the left stick plus A and hit X, and you'll be able to do the Mighty Kick. The Mighty Kick, it has a speed of 433, and its stamina usage is 12 stamina. Now, if you do connect the Mighty Kick, you will get a guaranteed light. You will. Like, there are times when you will get a guaranteed light, or you can just pretty much go with it whatever you want. Now, I do remember that you will be able to wall splat with this move a long time ago. You can't do it now. But a long time ago, you used to wall splat with this move, and it was honestly ridiculous. This example for a mix-up, I'll go backstep light, feint, the unblockable, go for the Mighty Kick, and go for a light. There's a little mix-up that I will try to do most of the time. Now, sometimes I won't be able to get it, but if I do get the light, I can just feint that, go for the Mighty Kick or something. Now, the only thing about the Mighty Kick that I will tell you guys is you want to be careful when trying to use the kick a lot, because this kick can be dodged easily. It really can. Like, you don't want to try to spam it too much. I mean, it's up to you, honestly, but really, in my opinion, I wouldn't recommend spamming it. Just try to use it sparingly. Use it sparingly, and just use it when your opponent least expects it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the reposts / parry counters for Jiang Jun. This first one is pretty much the parry counter with the zone. Of course, with that first one, Jiang Jun can pretty much do a zone here, which is an unblockable zone that deals 16 damage on the right side, and it does cost 30 stamina. In my opinion, I don't really use the zone like this after a parry counter. I mean, if there's like a lot of people around me, then I will use the zone. That's only when I'll use it, is if there's like a lot of people around me, or if my opponent is very low and I want to finish them off, then I could go for this move. Really, it's up to personal preference. If you want to go for that zone after that repulse, you can go for the zone. It's up to you, honestly. Alright, let's take a look at his second repulse, which is Doshi's choke. This here is Jiang Jun's choke. Now, when you're near a wall, I would highly recommend you guys use this choke near a wall. As you see here, he'll drain stamina, also choke them and slap them, and you can get yourself a free side heavy, which the side heavies, they deal more damage. This is really good for wall splatting your opponent and getting a free heavy off. And also draining their stamina too, as you see. As I'm draining his stamina a little bit. Now, I know a long time ago, Jiang Jun could be able to drain anyone's stamina down to 0. It was absolutely disgusting, but they took that away from him because it was just honestly just wild and busted at a time. I don't remember which season it was, but it was a long time ago. And also, if your opponent is out of stamina and they throw their heavy attack and you parry counter it or you repulse it, you can go for the choke here. And you can pretty much get yourself a heavy, which I didn't mean to I messed that up, honestly, but you get the whole idea. You can pretty much go for a heavy and just, well, pretty much you can knock them down on the ground if they're out of stamina and you parry them. Now, it's not a bad repost. It really isn't. Just in my opinion, you just want to use this repost near a wall. You want to use that choke repost near a wall. Jiang Jun will just slap them onto the wall and you get yourself a heavy. Alright, next we're going to go over Jiang Jun's Sifu stance. Now, I'm pretty much just throwing my attacks out. That way I can waste my stamina. So you see, I'm out of stamina. Let's go into the Sifu stance and regain our stamina. That's pretty much what Jiang Jun's Sifu stance will do, as you will regenerate your stamina. As Jiang Jun, he's a stamina regenerator. Now, the way you do this is you hold down on the right stick, and you'll be in the Sifu's poise, or Sifu's stance, and you pretty much will regenerate your stamina. Now, in the stance, you can also go for a zone, which is an unblockable zone, which deals 16 damage, but also costs 45 stamina. So you will be losing a lot of stamina, but you can regenerate that by just being in this stance. I personally like to use this Sifu stance as a way to evade opponent's attacks like this. And so you can use that as a way to evade attacks. This is what I usually do, and I usually just throw out the unblockable zone. Now, there are times when I will go right back into the Sifu stance very quickly. I don't want to do that. I want to wait until they do their move, and then go for Sifu's poise. And then go for that unblockable. And you can do the light right after the unblockable zone if you want to. Just got to be careful, because there are times when people will just parry it, or parry that light. Here's a mix-up I have, so I go for backstep heavy, go for the Mighty Kick, go for Sifu's poise, go for the unblockable zone, and see if they either parry it or they take the damage. If they take the damage, then yeah, they take the damage. Yeah, that's something that I will do, is I'll sometimes use the Sifu's Poise in my own mix. I'll just use the Sifu's Poise to regain my stamina, and also use the unblockable zone when they least expect it. And I can also use the Sifu's Poise to go into different moves if I want to. So I can go for Mighty Kick right after, or I can go for a light, going straight into my mix. That's pretty much, I can do anything. Whatever I want to do, I'll just go for it. Any option I want to go for. Now let's look at Jiang Jun's zone attack. The zone attack is the same way as Jiang Jun's repulse zone attack. The unblockable zone is the same way. That's really what it is. It's the same zone attack. It does around 16 damage, and it costs 60 stamina. It literally costs like almost all your stamina bar. If you just look at that, like half your stamina's gone by just doing two zones. Like I don't like it, because look at that. The stamina is like halfway gone. Of course, you can regenerate your stamina by just going back into it, but still, even with that, you got to be careful when using this sometimes. It is up to personal preference. It's 16 damage. You can use this if you're getting ganked and just separate yourself from your opponents, and to be able to just survive within like an anti-gank. It just really depends. And also, here's Jiang Jun's running attack. Does around 20 damage for the first top heavy and 25 for the second. And you can also feint the second. Feint that. You feint the second one. You can go for anything you want to right after. All right, that's going to do it for the entire moveset. Now I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys a little bit of mix-ups that I have with Jiang Jun. All right, so for this first one, backstep light, feint the unblockable, go for Mighty Kick, and go for a light. Something a little bit light there. That's just a little combo. Backstep light, feinting the unblockable, go for Mighty Kick, and go for a light. Just something a little light there for a little combo. All right, so for this next one, I like to go for light, soft feint, GB, into heavy, into light. All right, so for this next one, I'll start off with the Mighty Kick, go for light, feint the unblockable, go for my heavy, go for my side dodge heavy, and go for a GB into heavy. Now for the next one, I go Sifu stance, into Mighty Kick, go for light, GB, into a heavy, into a light. For this next one, let's go for light, feint, into front 4 heavy, into a light. Another good chase down mix up right there. That's good for just chasing and getting some damage. For this next one, I go for Sifu, go for a side dodge, light, feint, into GB, and go for a heavy. Now, of course, you don't have to use these mix-up combos here. You can always experiment and come up with your own mix-ups. You can just use it within your own playstyle, but this is just pretty much for practice. If you want to use them, you can use them. If you want to use them to practice, you can definitely use them for practice. All right, next we're going to go over the punishes. So for the light parry, it's a side heavy. Now, you can also do the choke near the wall to gain more stamina, and to go for a heavy afterward. For the heavy punish, is pretty much the repulse zone. Or you can do the choke into wall and go for the side heavy, as you see here. For a guard break, is top heavy. Now, if you throw them out of stamina, you can go for light into heavy. Now, if they're out of stamina, you do out of stamina throw here. Go for top heavy, top heavy. And also for wall throw, you get a side heavy on wall throw. Alright, if you want to look at more of the punishes for Jiang Jun, I will leave the link for the For Honor Information Hub down below in my description. That way you guys can go check out the punishes for Jiang Jun. There are more punishes, but these are just basic ones. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over the feats and the gear perks for the Jiang Jun. I'm going to go over the feats that I take for Jiang Jun whenever I'm playing in Dominion or in Breach. And I will go over the gear perks for Jiang Jun. Just pretty much an overview of the gear perks. But let's go ahead and get started. So for the first one is Speed Revive. It is a passive. You rapidly revive fallen teammates. I really like to take this one to be able to just revive my teammates very fast whenever they're down on the battlefield and whatnot. Really useful just to revive them very fast. For the second one, I'm taking Executioner's Respite. It's a passive. When executing an enemy hero, you will gain an extra amount of health based on the execution's duration. So based on the duration of my execution, I'll gain more health, or extra amount of health. Well, actually, I would say it's actually pretty good. It's not too bad. You can also take Inspire if you want to. Inspire is not too bad. I wouldn't take Benefaction, not as much. I mean, Benefaction is this is okay, but I'd rather just take either Inspire or just Executioner's Respite. For tier 3, I'm taking Second Wind. I want to recover some health. I mean, Second Wind isn't as powerful as it used to be back in the day, but it's still alright if I want to recover some health. If I'm like not on the point, I just want to recover a little bit of health, I'm cool with that. You can also take Tough as Nails if you want to just replace Second Wind. Tough as Nails is not bad. It does raise your maximum health when unlocked. Or you could take Soothing Mist, which heals allies in an area effect based on how many enemies are around. Definitely take Soothing Mist if you want to. But I pretty much take Second Wind just because I want to recover some health very quickly. Now for tier 4, this one is honestly situational. It really is. But I take Phalanx for me. I think Phalanx is actually really good for me, as it does grant shield to all alive teammates, myself included. That's pretty much why I take this one, is to be able to just grant a shield for me and my allies if they're all alive. And if we're close to breaking, then I'll use that so that we can like stay alive and possibly win the fight. If you want to, you can go for Fire Flask. Fire Flask is not too bad. The only thing is that I would use Fire Flask for just killing minions. Getting minions out the way and just killing them. That's pretty much what I would use Fire Flask for. The Fiery Barrage is not bad. It does leave fiery sparks around the target that stuns all enemies who cross it. The only thing is that the opponents will probably see that coming and they won't cross it. They just won't cross it and they will not get stunned. Now if they have to cross it, then of course they will get stunned for a bit. I personally don't take it as much as I used to. I used to take it a lot, but then everyone just started dodging it and just pretty much not even trying to cross it. So I just don't even take it. I just take Phalanx to be able to just grant a shield for my allies. But honestly, it's situational with these three. If you want to kill the minions, you can take Fire Flask. If you want to take this for crowd control, you can take Fiery Barrage. For me, I take Phalanx to be able to survive. So yeah, these are all the feats that I take within Dominion or in Breach. Next, we're going to take a look at the Gearperks. Here we go. For the first one, we got Remedy. Upon hero kill, you heal plus 10 health. For the second one is Bastion. When in a zone or carrying a banner / offering, you gain 10% damage resistance. For the third one is Feline Agility. When gaining a renown level, gain 4% movement speed for the first, then 2% for each subsequent level. Fourth one is Vengeful Barrier. When executing Revenge, you gain a temporary plus 25 health shield. For the fifth one is Last Stand. When in critical health, gain 40% damage resistance. For the sixth one is Bulk Up. When gaining a renown level, you increase the maximum health by 4. Final one is Rise and Dawn. Revive allies to 75% health. I'm gonna let you guys right now, I'm gonna let you know, you want to take Last Stand. You definitely want to take Last Stand. It's like a really, really good feat. Not feat, but gear perk is a really, really good gear perk. Even for heavies like Jiang Jun, you definitely want to take this one. This one, like Last Stand, is the broken one. It really is. I have it on Jormungandr. I have it on, I don't think Black Prior, but I know for Lawbringer I have it. Most of the time, I'm able to survive with, well, actually with Jormungandr, I'm able to survive with Jormungandr a lot. If you're like very close to just dying, you're going to gain 40% damage resistance, which is going to help you a lot. And you'll pretty much stay alive for the fight a little bit. And you can be able to just clutch up the fight, depending on who you're facing. Now, for the other two, it is up to you on whichever you want to go for. I could say Remedy is not too bad. Well, there's also Vengeful Barrier. Vengeful Barrier isn't too bad either. Rise and Dawn is also another good one, which will revive your allies to 75% health. It can help them out a little bit, help your allies. I mean, it's up to you. The choice is up to you, but the one perk I would say, always go for Last Stand. Hey guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I do hope this Jiang Jun guide helps you out big time in For Honor if you're new to For Honor, or if you're trying to get a refresher with Jiang Jun. I do hope this guide helped you out. Please let me know down in the comments. Did you enjoy this guide? Did this guide help you out? What do you guys think about Jiang Jun? Do you think Jiang Jun needs a buff? Do you think he needs a nerf? Do you think he needs an overall rework? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Jiang Jun and what you think about the guide. And also, I want to ask you guys this. Do you guys want to see more of my face within the videos? Like with my camera and everything. Do you guys want me to have my camera on more? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to see if I might try to do that more often. If you guys want that, let me know in the comments. But with that being said, I am TheGamingRaptor. Y'all take care. We are so close to 16,000 subscribers. Let's try and hit 16,000, and then let's take that to be 20,000 subscribers, 30,000, 40,000. Who knows what will happen? But yeah, guys, y'all take care. With that being said, I'm TheGamingRaptor. Like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alrighty, guys, peace out.